So before I start, as Emmett just said, I want to give you some insights into the on-premise channel in Germany. If you are a spirits or come from a spirits producer, from a sales agency, from a distributor, that's of course where your customers, the on-trade outlets are, where your consumers are. If you are a bartender, that's where your customers are as well, and where your fellow competitors are. As said, I'm co-founder of Meoton. What we do is we use technology, including machine learning, to gather on a monthly level, on the monthly basis, very detailed insights into basically all the on-trade outlets in the German market. And one of our specialties is that we also gather information on food and beverage menus of those outlets. So maybe as a starting point, where actually are customers and consumers in the on-premise channel in Germany, or how many are there? In total, we see really big numbers, 330,000 outlets all over Germany. If you break these down by the different segments, about half of them are restaurants, followed by cafes, hotels, fast food, and then come bars. If we talk about bars, of course, not all of them are, let's say, bars in the narrow mixology sense. So what we did is we had a look at the two famous list of bars in Germany. One is from Mixology, which actually founded Bar Convent a long time ago. That's quite much focused on mixology bars. And there's another list from Falstaff magazine. This is a little bit broader. It includes also what we would call restaurant bars or more restaurant bars and wine bars, for example. In total, we see about 1,000 really well-known, very popular bars on the list of those two lists. I think what is important about the German market, Germany is a federal republic. So in some way it's less centralized, of course, than you would expect it or than you see it in countries like France with Paris or England with London. And here's just a chart where you see on the one side the biggest cities, let's say, the population of city on the horizontal axis, and on the other hand, the total number of outlets. And despite being federal, Berlin still stands out. It's by far the largest city with a population about 4 million people, followed by Hamburg, close to 2 million, Munich, Cologne. That are the 4 million plus cities in Germany. But we have a very long tail of other large and mid-sized cities. So if you look actually at number 100 on this list, it still has 85,000 inhabitants. Yeah, and these numbers more or less reflect also where the outlets are. If you just look at bars, about 45% of all bars, of the 25,000 bars I mentioned before, are in the top 100 cities, so about half of the market. And they are also about 35 million people of the 82 million people in Germany. But if you look closer just at the more mixology, high-end bars, I would say, then nearly really 100% of those bars are found in the top 100 cities in Germany. As I said, we analyze drinks menus of outlets. We have in total, I think currently, drinks menus for about 45,000 outlets across Germany. And we update our data on a monthly basis. And one question we asked ourselves for the presentation today is, okay, what are the top drinks? Now just focusing first on aperitifs and long drinks in Germany. And here, yeah, it's a clear winner, the Aperol Spritz, which is in 2/3 of all outlets which list any of our defined drinks, followed by another Spritz, the Hugo. And then at third place comes gin tonic. And the number here means 36% of any outlets who have any of the defined aperitif, long drinks or cocktails have a gin tonic on their menu. Another analysis we did, again for the example Sati Rosa, just to look at In what areas do trends develop? And that's probably to be expected. It's nice to see it also in the data. The Sati Rosa, as said, was introduced in 2021, 2022. It first came up in bigger cities. There it has the strongest growth. It's followed by moderately and sparsely populated areas, but they still have huge room to catch up. So trends typically are made in the cities or even in the big cities, of course, where the famous mixology bars often are, where the drink companies, the beverage companies focus a lot of their on-trade activities. That are the key reasons, I think. It's important to say there are high regional variations in Germany. So for example, for the Sati Spritz or the Sati Rosa, we see huge differences between individual cities. Leipzig stands out in our data with 17% availability across the relevant outlets. On average in Germany, it's just something like 3% currently, strongly growing. Yeah, and there are other examples, I think, from the non-alcoholic beverage market. For example, Orangina, an orange-based lemonade from France. It's very popular in 2 states in Germany, in Saarland and in Baden-Württemberg. Those are close to France, culturally and geographically, I would say. And another example is Almdudler. That's a herb-based lemonade from Austria, which is very close and very strong in Bavaria, which of course is close to Austria. So what are now spirit type trends, let's say, over the last 3 years? As seen with the limoncello spritz, we see in general a strong increase with limoncello, more than doubled over the last 3 years in terms of listings on menus, followed by mezcal, Schnaps, that's just a German word basically for spirits, sake, bourbon and tequila. Of course, you have to keep here in mind that, for example, for mezcal, the basis is still relatively low or very low compared to the other ones. What are spirit types that are losing in Germany? One is Calvados, one is sherry, and also, for example, cognac is not really growing anymore. Currently, it's shrinking slowly. If you look now at top spirits brand listed, and first of all, looking at all outlets in Germany, not just mixology bars. The list is led again by Aperol, which mirrors the success of the Aperol Spritz in Germany, followed by Ramazzotti, Campari, Jägermeister, and so on. If you, on the other hand, just focus on bars listed by mixology or Falstaff, we have in the front spot the Martini. That might be because we sometimes cannot technically 100% differentiate between Martini cocktail in its name, like espresso martini and martini, but of course it's a strong spirit brand in the bartender scene. And then come also Campari first, Aperol, Hendrick's Gin, Havana Club, and so on. Yeah, just as the last analysis, and I think from Charlie you will get much more insights on this. Looking at some numbers, we also look at the outlet's social media accounts. And here I think it's clear that it's becoming a more important channel for each individual outlet. We currently see out of the more than 300,000 outlets, more than 25% have already an account on social media. Out of those, nearly 90% are still with Facebook, 68% with Instagram, but also TikTok is already at 3% and growing strongly. If we just look at bars listed by mixology or Falstaff, we see that beyond 60% are on social media. And that means, yeah, it's a very important channel for the outlets to reach customers, but also, of course, for brands, for distributors and so on to get in touch with the customers, with the gastronomy outlets, but also with the end consumer. That was it. Thank you very much. I'm happy to answer any questions later on, if you have, you can also approach me or reach out to me. If you have any questions, if you think our data and tools could support you being successful in the on-premise market in Germany or in other countries. Thank you.